You know what? It don't matter how I try to move this hat. I'm just not feeling this hat. Now listen, it's a little before you laugh at my hat. This is not. Listen. I was shopping on the website. I saw this hat. I thought it was cool. I wanted to move towards, get myself a dad hat, things like that. Move away from the fitteds just a little bit, throw a little different type of flavor on it. But when this hat showed up, it was not what I thought it was going to be. And I put up a picture of what I thought it was going to be versus what I received. Now, I did think it was going to be a little bit more firm, like up here, instead of it being flimsy. And I didn't, I need to read the description a little bit better or whatever. But yeah, it is what it is. But that before y'all talk about my hat, just be easy on me. Not what I expected. Not what I expected. Okay, so let's get into this video. Now, what this video was about, the first team activities or workouts for the 2023 season. All the storylines, all the issues with the New York Giants team, roster, players, this, that, and the other. Let's talk about all of that stuff that's going on. It's been a couple weeks now too, so let's get right into this. Obviously, and everybody already knew that Saquon Barkley and Dexter Lawrence were not going to be at these practices or workouts or these activities. We knew that last week. They made the announcement last week, and the media ran with it. Mainstream media, social media, they ran with it. They talked about how disgruntled Saquon Barkley is, and also how disgruntled Dexter Lawrence is, and how the New York Giants don't want to pay either one of these guys. And that's when I said pump the brakes, because Michael Lombardi said just that. He said they don't want to pay Saquon, they don't want to Dexter Lawrence, this, that, and the other. And I said, that's not true. First of all, don't lump those two guys together. It's not the same situation. Saquon Barkley does not have a deal with the New York Giants. There's a tender on the table. He did not want to sign it, and now he is literally, if you want to say it or to the extreme, he is not a New York Giant until he signs the paperwork. We still have the rights to Saquon Barkley, and that's an awful way to put it, but I don't think there's a better way to put it. We still have the rights to Saquon Barkley as a player, but right now he is not happy with the tender. Obviously he wants his money, rightfully so, and rightfully so the New York Giants have the right to say no. The tag is what the tag is, and if they don't plan on moving off of that tag, it's going to be some smoke in the city. There's going to be some smoke in the city. Now, with Dexter Lawrence, they did pick up his 5th-year option. They are trying to work on a long-term extension with Dexter Lawrence. He did not show up to the workouts today, and you know what? I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Now, I did see today that some people try to say that, oh, same fans that are okay with Dexter Lawrence not showing up to the workout were upset at Kadarius Toney last year when he didn't show up to the workouts, and it's different. You know why it's different? This is why it's different. Last year, you had a new coach, new regime, new offensive coordinator, new defensive coordinator, and everybody showed up that needed to show up. Not everybody, but a majority of the people showed up, especially your star players, your playmakers. Those guys showed up, and Kadarius Toney wasn't there. That's different. New system, new coach, new coordinators. You want to be in the building, new teammates. You want to build that bond. This year, yes, you have new teammates there. Yes, you want to build those type of bonds. But the important thing is, Dex knows what he's doing. He's a proven pro now, proven veteran, all pro season last year. So if he don't want to show up to do a couple of cleans, a couple of curls, sit in a couple of meetings and eat some food, that's fine with me right now. That's absolutely fine with me. And if you think I'm a hypocrite, fine. I'm not mad at you. But I'm just saying it's a different situation from last year. So I just want to explain that a little bit and why I don't think it's a big deal that Dexter Lawrence is not there. Now, can you say that Dexter Lawrence is trying to prove a point, trying to put some emphasis on him wanting that contract extension now? Absolutely. Absolutely, you can say that. He can play hardball. It's Dexter Lawrence. He had an all-pro season last year. He can play hardball, but at the end of the day, he has that 5th-year option. And if they don't want to make a move, they don't have to. They don't have to. So now, thinking about you know, what else happened today? We had the coach presser with Brian Daboll, and of course, the first thing they're asking him about is the morale of the team. You know, has he been in contact with Saquon Barkley or Dexter Lawrence? What's going on with the contract? A lot of stuff that you know that man is not going to answer. So, you know, I love our beat writers, but in some cases, I know questions have to be asked. But you already know what the deal is, and it's crazy too, because a lot of the fan base already knows what the deal is too. So the people that are reading your columns, reading your articles and things like that, we know what's going on. We know what's going on. So, you know, there's other questions that you guys can ask to try to get, you know, a lot more information. But, you know, when you keep talking about contracts, knowing that Brian Daboll is not going to give you anything when it comes to these contracts, I feel like it's a waste of time, a waste of a question. And there's a lot more questions out there, scheme-wise. What is his plans with certain players? Why did they bring in certain players on the squad and stuff like that? And he did answer some questions. They asked him about player selection and bringing people on the roster, and what's his role in that. You know, between him and Joe Shane, do they talk before they bring players in? And he said they make a lot of the decisions together. All the stuff that you want to hear, you heard. So Brian Daboll, great job today at the presser. Again, gave us enough information to run with for the questions that he was asked, but, you know, didn't go into deep details, just like we know, and no other coaches or no coaches around the league give you certain information. So that's cool. That's cool. Next interview that I saw, or next presser that I saw, was Daniel Jones. And, you know, they asked questions to Daniel Jones. How's he doing? How's he feel about, you know, the additions? How was the workout with the new additions in Arizona when he was hosting those own workouts that he organized and things like that? And he just talked highly about a lot of the new additions and players. He talked about, you know, Darren Waller and what his addition could be for the offense. How, you know, explosive of a player or playmaker that he is, and if, you know, he helps out everybody. So, you know, a lot of the same stuff that you knew he was going to say, and what he talked about. Now, one thing that he also talked about, or was asked about, was Saquon Barkley's contract situation. And again, I hate these questions because a lot of the times, you know, you're going to get the same answer. You know, you're going to get the same answer. So they asked him about Saquon Barkley. He said that, you know, he's giving Saquon Barkley his full support. Talked about how, you know, there's a business side. He wants Saquon Barkley, you know, here with him. All that good stuff happened. Nothing, you know, nothing out of the ordinary. Everything that you expected him to say, he said it. He said it. He backed up Saquon Barkley. He didn't say anything bad about the team. And you know what? He talked about the new additions and the weapons, and, you know, how they can help the team, you know, moving forward. So good job for Daniel Jones. Now, one question that he was asked was about the Jalen Hurts contract, and if you've been sleeping under a rock, Jalen Hurts agreed to a $255 million extension. I believe the numbers for the extension, and I believe it was $110 million guaranteed at the signing, and then about $180 million in guaranteed money as well, and fully guaranteed money. So, you know, a 5-year deal, and, you know, good job for Jalen Hurts. So they asked Daniel Jones about Jalen Hurts' contract. For what reason, I have no idea, but for some reason they want to join Daniel Jones and Jalen Hurts at the hip. I understand that that's your division rival. I understand that you both got new contracts this year, but nobody asked Jalen Hurts about Daniel Jones' contract. Nobody asked Jalen Hurts about Daniel Jones' contract. So I don't see the purpose of why they asked Daniel Jones about Jalen Hurts' contract. But as a good sportsman and a part of that NFL fraternity of players, he said, you know, that's great news for Jalen Hurts. Well deserved. Talking about how good of a player he was, talking about how good of a season he had, and that he deserved that money. Bravo. Bravo. Like, what do you expect that man to say about Jalen Hurts? Oh, we don't deserve the money. We're going to beat Philadelphia. No, he's not going to do that. So when they were asking him about another man's contract, especially another man that's not on the team's contract, it's just a little bit crazy to me. A little crazy to me. Another player interview was Xavier McKinney, and of course, a lot of the questions had to do with his health, his rehab, his hand. He's saying that everything's all ready to go. He said that he doesn't plan on having to wear any type of gloves. He has full movement of his hands, and I hope so. Let's get back to the Xavier McKinney that we want, that we know, that we remember. And I'm happy to hear that news. Again, this is a contract year for Xavier McKinney. Prior to the injury, we thought that an extension would have to happen, during this offseason right now. But with that injury and that whole thing, the way it played out, I think we're cool to relax on the Xavier McKinney contract talks. It might be something that they approach, midway through the season, or it might happen next year. But again, it depends on how he plays. And I'm not mad at anything that the New York Giants do. I'm not mad at anything that Xavier McKinney does too, because he showed today. He showed up to the workout, showed why he has that C on his chest, and love that interview too. Again, a lot of the questions had to be about health, and like I said, he's doing good. He said he's ready to go. So I'm excited for Xavier McKinney. The last interview that I saw, and I don't know if there was any more posted, was Andrew Thomas. And the one thing I liked about the interview with Andrew Thomas is he talked about his weaknesses and what he is working on to get, working on this offseason to get better, for next year. And that was his upper body strength. And I just think that is absolutely cool. It's absolutely cool that an all-pro, top 3, top 5 left tackle in the league is talking about specific areas of improvement that he's working on to get better and contribute to work on his craft. And I think that's great. I think that's fantastic, because a lot of times you hear people talk about that they need to get better, and they make a lot of general statements, and they just talk about the overall just getting better, working on their craft. He pointed out a specific weakness that he feels that he has in the upper body strength, and he's attacking that weakness. So I can't wait to see, how this pans out, how this works out for him, how much better he can get. Because if he gets even stronger, especially in the upper body, we're looking at a guy that goes from top 5 to top 3 tackle to possibly the number 1 tackle in the league. And I can't argue with that at all. I love the dedication. I love the hard work. And to me, great news. So overall, again, with the information that I was reading and watching on YouTube, that they were releasing interviews and stuff like that, great first day. Good attendance. Saw a lot of the new faces. I love the videos that the New York Giants put out with the guys walking into the building, and they greet the cameras and they talk to the fans a little bit. I like to see the players, greeting each other as well, showing that camaraderie. And I don't know if they put out a highlight yet. I'm pretty sure they did, because they like to do little cut-ups of the workouts in the first couple days and things like that. So I'm just excited, man. We're getting closer and closer to football. We're about just over a week away from the draft, and that's going to be a show right there. That's going to be prime time television. The New York Giants have picked 25, and unlike previous years where you got a good idea because we're picking in the top 10, top 15, the New York Giants are picking at 25, and this thing can go a bunch of different ways. So that's just the thrill of the unknowns. Again, you guys know how I feel about certain positions, and you know how I feel about the center position and addressing the offensive line, or that interior offensive line. I'm still heavy on that. I do understand that there's a couple of players, absolutely, a couple of positions, absolutely, that I will take over the center position. And when I say the center position, I'm really talking about John Michael Schmitz. I'm not talking about any other center at 25, but John Michael Schmitz. And I love to go back and forth. I love the debates. I love the jabs back and forth that I have with a lot of people on Twitter and on YouTube and things like that. It's fantastic. I love it. I'm not going to change my point of view. You guys aren't going to change your point of views either about it being a reach at 25 for a center, but it is what it is, to each his own. And again, come Thursday night, if the Giants end up picking that at 25 and not trading back or trading up, it's going to be exciting altogether. And hopefully, between Twitter, YouTube, other social media platforms, we can get everybody together and have real live reactions to the pick and you know, post day one reactions to the pick and have a fun time doing that, because it's been a long couple of months, man. There's been a lot of prospect watching, a lot of debates about certain prospects, wide receivers, cornerbacks, defensive line, safeties, wide receivers, all that, and the Giants can go a lot of ways, so that's very, very exciting. But that's it. I'm going to wrap it up and leave it there. So I want to thank you guys for vibing with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. The channel is growing. If you got this far, hopefully you're subscribed. And if you're not, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It costs you nothing. Yeah, it costs you nothing at all. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Share it if you want to. And again, it's very, very appreciated. So again, I want to thank you guys for vibing with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And from one Giants fan to another, this is Big Dash Knows, Big Blue Nation. You like my hat? Because I don't like my hat. Let's go.